Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lukaluwe Foundation. My name is Katrina Faith. We are diving into another topic yet still again about mental health. I'm here with a guest. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi everyone. I'm Nachiria Harriet, a social worker, passionate about everything to do with women and children.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about mentor and mentee kind of situation. Could you please explain to us the difference between a mentor and a mentee?
Okay. Yes, I know everyone watching us over there has a definition, but my simple definition is a mentor is someone I look up to, and a mentee is that person I'm supporting I'm walking with a journey towards a certain destiny.
Okay, so we're going to dive into the questions. How does the mentor-mentee dynamic change at different career stages?
Wow. Thank you so much. As I said before, a mentor is that person you're looking up to. I think I'll begin by saying we serve purpose. So through your purpose, you really identify who you want to work with to get to where you want to go. And as we go through career, paths keep changing. Yeah, and sometimes desire and passion keep changing. So it is important that every stage where you get to, you identify a person who has walked that very journey and they support you to go through.
Okay. What should people look for in a mentor that they might not find in a manager?
Yes, when we talk about a mentor, I think in this aspect we are looking firstly to the positive bit of it. Because people have even chosen mentors that are not positive, like who lead a direction that is not really productive. So, because we say the mentor is someone you look up to, a manager many times is there to accomplish assignments. So the difference is they have a target, they have an assignment, so they'll, keep in there. They are fixed to that. But now a mentor it is not an assignment, They'll have to, you'll have to look out for every detail in that person that really supports you. Yeah, and then a manager, I think it can be time bound as well, because I can give an example of a project. Working with a manager, maybe you can work on a project that is 3 months or 3 years. Okay, a 3-year project. But now a mentor, you can never tell, because with a mentor you're drinking from. So you can never tell when you're done. Sometimes it is very hard, and many times we find ourselves being attached to it, even when the time is done, like what you really required from them you have gotten, but you're thinking, this is the best to have ever. So managers have a lot to do with assignment, but this is a lot to do with purpose and calling, if I may say.
Okay. How does mentoring someone else actually help your own career growth?
Personally, I have always said, whatever I have done with someone else has made me better. A few years ago, I was implementing a project on mental health, supporting young mothers with their mental well-being. And I can confidently say, before that project, I didn't know that I was still struggling with some things mentally. But the more I mentored them, the more I was ministered to. So, unless you're not deliberate, and if you're not deliberate and very intentional, but if you are, whatever you do with someone will always question you back. As you share, as you move a journey with someone, there will be question marks on the way. Are you sure you are this? Or you're just passing it to someone, but that is, there is a check in there. So the more you try out, because by the time sometimes, with mentorship, sometimes people identify mentors. And then other times, you, a person who really feels you are at a certain place in something, you'll find yourself reaching out to other people. So if you reach out to other people, the more you walk with them, their journeys, the more you realize you have spot checks. You have to check yourself so that you become a better person.
Okay. What boundaries should people set as mentors to avoid overextending themselves?
Wow, yes. As I said before, the attachment thing. You have this person and you feel, yes, they have really contributed. I like giving examples. I worked with Watoto Children's Home, and then I met this village manager, Uncle Joshua. Yes, he did great work in my life. And when I was leaving Watoto, it was one of the reasons that I kept saying, wow, how do I lose Uncle Joshua? How do I? Because he defined my life. He identified my potentials and identified the gaps I had then. So he really supported me to address the gaps so that, my purpose and potential comes out. So I think it gets to that point where you're thinking, will I ever get someone like this in life? So as a mentor, it is very important to know when your season is done. Yeah, in everything under planet Earth, I know there is a time and a season for everything. As a mentor, as you walk the journey, sometimes when you're a mentor and someone keeps mentioning your name, they are celebrating you, there is a way you feel, and so you want them around you all the time. But I think it is important that every time we begin on a journey of supporting someone in an area, we are also very sensitive to when that journey comes to an end. And then, because you're not even here to mentor only one person. Besides, the more you keep around the person, they will not be able to explore beyond you, So you keep repeating yourself, but we need to get to a time where we need to, put an end to it, to allow the person now go into the reality of the things you have really been sharing with them. Up to now, I keep asking, where is Uncle Joshua? But his impact in my life is evident every other day of my life. The season was done, and here I am.
Okay. So considering you spoke about your mentor, in case you never had a mentor, do you think you can be a good mentor if you've never had one yourself?
Wow. I don't know. But I think this whole thing of mentorship is about producing and reproducing. Yeah, I think for everyone it is important to have someone to look up to in every aspect and area of your life. Because you could have someone you look up to and reach out to in terms of how to raise your children. But when it comes to business, you need another person altogether. So I am not sure whether if you don't have a mentor, you can become a better mentor. I am not so certain, but I just stress that it is very important that everyone looks out for a person that models what they are looking up to in their life. It's very important.
What truly defines a good mentor beyond experience?
Beyond experience, what defines a good mentor? Wow. I think, firstly, a good mentor is a person who has walked that journey before. It is really hard, very hard, to take someone to a place you have never been to. So I think it's number one, you must have been there before.
So the experience is important in any journey of mentorship.
Yeah, it is. And then I think, you really need to be patient. Yeah, because, the people, the person you're dealing with, or people you're dealing with, there is a time it is a time for them to learn and unlearn certain things and then adopt new things. But many times, there is that syndrome where we are like, this is me, I cannot change. And of course, because many times they have been affected in different ways, they have even given up. You're introducing something that they have tried several times and it has not come through. So patience is very important. They must be knowledgeable about the issue they are addressing. Of course, they must be friendly. You cannot support someone because it's a tough journey. So you must be so friendly. Selfless, I think is the word, selfless. And how do I say that? The willingness to take someone to a place you have been to, because it's a good place. You know there are challenges and what have you, but at the end of the tunnel, it's a good place. So you must have the desire of wanting to take people there. To take people there. So selfless is the word. Yeah.
My last question. Where should a mentor draw the line between guiding and controlling?
Wow. Yeah, that is a tough one. Many times when many times as a mentor, at point X, you think I'm a champion in this thing. So I think you need to check your journey. Yeah. Many times we become, we want to appreciate that we share the same story, but different experiences. So you leave the person to, from everything that you give them, you have to open lines for them to choose what works in their situation. So, but it's hard. It's hard. There is that thing in mentorship where sometimes, people want to lift you so high, and then the pride comes in and you think you have to decide for them. So we must accept that though we are mentoring, we are not supposed to decide for anyone. We are not supposed to get to conclusions. We offer experience, we offer knowledge, and leave people make choices for themselves.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Harriet. Thank you everyone for watching. Continue subscribing and following the Local Way on all our different social media platforms. See you next time. Bye.